Hey everybody, it seems like it's that time. We finally made it. It's been 2 years of this engine sitting on the engine stand, but today we're ready to put the Duramax in the 1981 Coupe DeVille. So I actually got this oil pan all set up finally. We had a custom swap pan made out of an original Duramax pan, which is pretty funky looking, but we essentially cut this front sump out. We removed the windage tray and re-welded in supports for the windage tray. So the windage tray is in fact in there still. And now it kind of mimics a small block or big block GM pan. So this should fit in pretty much any A body, G body, B body, and also the CK trucks. So I'm actually using the swap mounts from the dieselplace.com, which is they do a bunch of Duramax swap parts. So I've actually already mocked this engine up with this one, which is a spare block that we had. So I know that these fit pretty well in the Coupe DeVille chassis, but the only thing I'm concerned about is our oil cooler system here. Everything else I fairly know will fit. So yeah, we're gonna get this thing set up and then get it in the car. And I think the way that I'm gonna do it that makes the most sense to me at least is put the engine in first, get the engine mounts all lined up, everything where it's gonna settle, and then we're gonna put the transmission up from underneath, because I don't think I can sneak this oil pan and the oil cooler past the cross member in the chassis. So I think that's gonna be the way to do it. Typically I'll put my transmission on and torque converter, set it all up, and then just snake it in. But my load leveler also is not made for something this heavy. It's made for like small blocks or even, you know, straight sixes and stuff. So nothing quite this heavy. This is 1,100 pound engine, so it is substantial. So I'm actually surprised that my Harbor Freight engine stand has been holding it up for 2 years without completely sagging. But so we're gonna set this thing up. I'm gonna get the engine mounts fully torqued this time because they're just kind of placed in there and there's like one bolt holding them in. So get that all tight and then prep to start dropping it in. Then we can put the whole front end back on the car. Then we can actually figure out where our air conditioning system's gonna wind up, and then we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do for an intercooler, which is a whole nother barrel of monkeys. But for now, that's the plan, so stay tuned. Well, I got the engine righted. It had been sitting upside down for almost a year and a half, almost 2 years. I think it was right side up for a while, but while I was rebuilding the turbo, and then it was upside down. I forgot how heavy the damn thing is, and I tried to turn it over by hand, and that was not happening. So I had to use the engine hoist and a bunch of chains. So it's right side up. So I'm gonna get the car ready, push it over to this side of the shop because it's behind this curtain here. So I'll bring it back and figure out how to rig this thing up. I gotta drill some holes, put some engine mount bolts through, and after that, we're gonna see if it fits. I'm a little skeptical, but we're gonna find out. We'll make it fit. Don't worry about it. So that's where we're at. So I do need to replace this monstrosity that I did. It was an EGR delete, and I bought a really cheesy up pipe kit, and it didn't really quite fit, so I had to beat the hell out of it with a hammer, and now it hits the down pipe. So I'm gonna have to replace this at some point. But I should have enough room in the car to do it. But you know, worst case, it's just gonna suck. So, but let me get the car over here and see how far we can get. So here we are back again. I actually got the engine in last night. Transmission's also in, but the torque converter and inspection cover are not bolted up. So I'm gonna take care of that now. But look at this. I can't believe how well it fit. It's like a perfect fit. I really couldn't ask for a better fit. So the oil pan I made actually works great. Got plenty of clearance. And yeah, I mean, cleared the steering shaft. Everything is like perfectly in place. The only thing I'm concerned about is the oil filter, because it's really close to the brake biasing valve, but I'll just get a smaller oil filter. Everything else literally fits perfect. There's this one spot here where the injector hat is like, I mean, you could maybe slip a business card between it, but it's not hitting. It's crazy. So, I mean, doing a down pipe and the up pipe is probably gonna be a pain in the ass, but it's really not that big of a deal. I mean, I got plenty of room here. This is just insulation anyway. Like, that's all squishy. So, yeah, the only concern I'm having now is hood fitment, because it's pretty substantial. So I'm gonna have to cut a hole in the hood, but we'll see. I know it's got a crest in the middle of it, so it's over there, but we'll fit it up and see how bad it's gonna be. This is also probably gonna tilt that forward just slightly, so this angle will be reduced. The turbo will probably come up a little bit when the transmission cross member is completed, but for right now it's not done. But yeah, we're gonna keep going. I'm actually gonna stick the rest of the front end on the car, just so it's in one piece and not strewn about. And then from there, just start setting stuff up. I mean, the power steering lines, looks like I'll be able to just have these crimped on. Which actually, I think the exit port, I don't know, we're gonna have to play around a little bit because I can't remember exactly where I put everything. But yeah, we're in really good shape.